Well, hello my dear creative, and welcome to the new lesson of my perspective challenge. It will be in two parts. At the end of this class, you will be able to draw an interior of a bedroom in two-point perspective, but at the end of this part, you will accomplish a pencil drawing. So in terms of the materials, all you will need here for the first part is a piece of paper and a pencil. So let's get started. I love to begin my drawing by showing a picture frame. This is basically the borders of your drawing. It really helps you to break this fear of a white piece of paper and start drawing. The next step is showing the horizon line, or sometimes it's referred as eye level, and then we put our two vanishing points on the horizon line. So normally I take the diagonal of my picture frame and I put this same distance of the diagonal in between my two vanishing points. So this is the quickest and easiest way to locate your vanishing points. Yes, there are a couple of methods where you mathematically find this exact space in between the points, but for now let's keep it simple. Next, I show the corner of the room. So here you can see that my left wall is opening more because the majority of my objects will be located here. And now I put a scale ruler kind of. So my room is 3 meters high. Let's say that here we'll have a scale 1 to 50, which means 1 meter in reality equals 2 centimeters on paper. And after that, you can see what I'm doing. You are already familiar with this from the previous lessons. So I simply draw lines from the vanishing points. Next, it's time to locate our protagonist, our biggest object. It is the bed. So on my scale ruler, on this corner, I find the height of the bed. So here it's 50 centimeters, so it's half of a meter. And here a meter is 2 centimeters. That's why 50 centimeters will be 1 centimeter on paper. And now, as you can see, I'm simply building the box of the bed. In terms of depth, I'm not using here any particular scales. I'm simply using my eye measurement, but if you want to be very super precise, you can use the drawing that we did in the first lessons of this class, where I showed you exactly how to show meters on the floor by using this line, this scale ruler, horizontal scale ruler, which is running through the 0 mark. So please refer to the first lesson of this class. You can use this piece of paper from the first lesson and you can put it beneath this drawing, so you can trace all the lines if you want to. Okay, so next we are drawing a side table. Once again, this is a simple box, right? So first thing in interior design drawing is we really want to see all the objects as simple geometric forms, and we want to avoid going into too much detailization into this first stage. So now simply focusing on big forms like cubes and squares or something like that, like simple geometric forms. As you can see here, my side table is slightly lower than the height of the bed, so you can play with it. Also, we'll have a doorway here. Normally doorways are 2 meters and 10 centimeters height, so I will find this point on my ruler, this corner, and I'm drawing a line from A1. Probably here I'll locate later on chair. In the corner, I want to locate this nice Scandinavian style shelf where you can put all these magazines and so on. I'm sure you've seen something like that in IKEA, for example. And I really love this simplicity. So here my dream bedroom for this tutorial is Scandinavian style bedroom. Maybe that's because I lived for almost 3 years in Copenhagen, Denmark, so I'm really into Danish and Scandinavian design. All right, here on top of the bed I'll locate a painting or probably 2 paintings. So again, I'm using my vanishing points, I'm using the borders of the bed to align this frame. So you can leave it like that, or as me, maybe you want to split it in half. How we do it? We show two diagonals of this rectangular form, and this intersection of two diagonals gives us the midline. And now you can see that it's so much easier to show two paintings instead of one. Time to show the headboard. I'm using A2 vanishing point to show it, so you can decide on the height of it. Plus, I'm using these vertical lines to show its borders, and it's time to show these rows of pillows. So basically the biggest shapes are done. Probably later on I will include a chair on a foreground, but for now I will quickly sketch the rows of the pillows, and that's an incredible addition to your drawing. All this bed linen, bedroom decor, like pillows and covers, something like that. It all enlivens your sketch dramatically. It gives it life, and it makes the space really beautifully arranged. So here, what I want to do is I want to soften a little bit all the lines, which are now quite like rigid, right? Quite dry. So I'm showing some curves in order to show textile, to show this bed cover. You can think of it like a second stage. The first stage was building basic geometry of a space, geometry of basic objects like cubes, arranging the composition, right? And now it's stage number 2, when we add interior decor, decoration, all these beautiful folds. Maybe I want to put a carpet in front of the bed. So again, as you can see, I'm using my 2 vanishing points. Quick side note, if you find this tutorial is too fast-paced, please use a pause button and refer to it maybe a couple of times. Alright, so now the interesting part, we want to place lighting on top of this side table. So how do we do it? Don't worry, I know that it's quite fast, so I will show it to you all over again. So first we find a midline of this length of the side table, then we draw a vertical line from it until it hits the ceiling line, and then we draw a line from A1. One more time, we find the midline of the length of the side table, we draw a vertical line, whoop, it hits the ceiling line, and then we use our A1 to draw another line. So now it's time to locate our lighting. So how do we do it? We can find the intersection of two diagonals of the plane, like a projection plane of the side table on the floor, or simply the tabletop of this side table, and then we draw a vertical line from this point of intersection of two diagonals, and that's when we draw a vertical line. Here I don't want this line to be aligned with my picture, like the left line of for my picture, for my frame. That's why I move this lighting a little bit closer to the left. For the second lighting, we simply use the height of the first one, so we converge this height to the vanishing point A2. This is how we find the height for the second one. Alright, next step is I finally will show this chair, so its height will be 50 centimeters, the same as the bed's height. First, look what I'm doing. I'm showing its basic form. Even though its shape, it might look quite sophisticated with all these curves, but this is the secret to drawing complicated forms. First, we find the skeleton for our future objects by showing its outlines and its height, and then we can add all these lovely curves. I really love this chair design. I found this on Pinterest.com. You might use Pinterest for inspiration as well for your dream bedroom. Maybe you want to draw a classic bedroom, or maybe art deco style, fusion, loft, anything. that your heart desires. And always remember to take a photo of this stage, of this pencil drawing stage, and share this photo with other students of this class. Also share your progress on Instagram with the hashtag SOROKINASTUDENTS. This is the hashtag that my students use to share their drawings from my video courses. Alright, so that's it for the part 1. Can't wait to see you in part 2, where you will need a couple of colored markers or colored pencils or even watercolor. So grab some colored materials you have in your house, and can't wait to see you there. And of course, congratulations with completing part 1 of this lesson of my perspective challenge. Part 2 is going to be even more interesting, so stay tuned. Can see you there.